Welcome to the Whispering Path Soul Wellness Show. I'm Yogini Tammy, and today I welcome Rodney Derajine back to the Soul Show for part 2 of our yoga conversation. So welcome, Rodney.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to have you. It's been so enjoyable to have you on all these episodes because you just bring so much knowledge and such amazing energy to this show. So thank you so much for your presence today.
Very welcome. I'm happy to be back to here and contribute to this amazing thing that you have here.
Thank you so much. You're welcome here anytime. So we're going to start talking about yoga benefits. And we're going to do a little bit more conversation, and then Rodney and I are going to get on our mats and just show you a little bit of flow so you can actually see what we're talking about with the yoga asana, the yoga poses. Yoga meets people where they are, right? It meets them for what their needs are, and it meets them in different ways every time you step on your mat because it's a practice. So reminding you that yoga really needs to be experienced so you know what it can do for you. Because again, what it's done for me, what it's done for Rodney is probably very different, and then some similarities of what it might do for you. I want to remind everybody to remember there are different styles of yoga. So we're all unique individuals, and all our needs and our wants and our desires, they differ. So there's vinyasa yoga, there's flowing yoga, there's restorative yoga, which is a more soul chill kind of practice. There's yin yoga, hatha yoga, hot yoga, power yoga, chair yoga. Yoga truly is accessible to everyone. So just remember that if you try a yoga class out and you're like, I'm not too sure about it, it might just not be the right style of yoga for you, right? You might try a class out and the style could be perfect for you, but the teacher wasn't what you were looking for. Everybody has different kinds of energy. You need to try a bunch of different classes, a bunch of different styles, a bunch of teachers, until you finally find the style of yoga, the teacher that really speaks to your energy, and just the vibe of the class. Would you agree with that, Rodney?
I would absolutely agree with that. You gotta take into account not just the type of yoga that works best for you, but as well as, your experience going to different spaces, studios in which you may practice yoga outside of your personal practice, and seeing the right fit for you. That will help you take your yoga practice to places that you may have never imagined going, and help facilitate that personal growth that you're looking for through your practice. What other avenues that you may look towards with your yoga practice, and how you would want to take and direct that direction. If it's breathing, if it's healing through sounds, is it doing interesting, new, innovative stuff through your yogic practice, and you want to take that and share it with people. Mm-hmm. It all goes down and depends on what works best for you.
There's no need to do things that aren't working for your body, mind, and soul on your mat. And I always say, step on your mat and just get on that magic carpet ride and see where it takes you, right? See where it takes your soul. So some of the benefits of yoga would be pain relief. So it really helps with pain reduction. It helps improve self-esteem. It can also help you have a better outlook in life. Instead of looking at the glass half empty, you're always looking at the glass half full. And when you get out of bed, you're like, yes, I get to live this day. I got this, right? It improves the quality of your life. Gets you to be more mindful, really being in that present moment. It allows you to learn how to soul chill, just dropping down and being in that moment. It helps you to access your parasympathetic nervous system, that rest, recovery, repair state. No healing can happen in your sympathetic, your fight and flight. So let's get out of that. Let's get in the parasympathetic and have some healing happen on our mats. It helps with coordination, strength, balance, muscle tone. It boosts your immune system. There's just so many things that it can do. it just really helps the whole quality of your life. It helps your digestive processes. It helps with detoxification. It helps with better sleep. I know when I do my yoga, I definitely sleep better. It gives us more peace of mind. It gives us inner strength. It gives us that ability to continue to put one step in front of the other, even when our soul path is not a straight line. It's never a straight line, right? It's always curvy and woo, and then rabbit holes, and then we come up. And yoga really gives us that strength, that soul power to just keep going and to trust and to believe that all is happening in divine order, all is happening for our highest and our best. It just brings more awareness into our lives. And when we have more awareness, we have more manifestation, because the first step in manifestation is awareness. When we have awareness, then we can place action, right? We create a plan, we place action, and then we manifest. And I don't know about you, but I do a lot of manifesting on my yoga mat, on my meditation cushion. Would you say that's the same for your practice?
I would say that for my practice, that yoga brings that awareness to that present moment and helps provide a space for you to put energy into that space to, in other words, placing that action towards manifesting the things that you want to bring into your life.
That's amazing. I totally agree. And I also think that yoga, one of the benefits is it gives our physical bodies flexibility, but it also gives our mind flexibility, our soul flexibility. We're just able to be more flexible in life. It's like we can bend like the bamboo, but we don't break, right? And there's just so many. I mean, we could go on and on about the benefits of yoga, but those are a few of the benefits. And yoga just really encourages us to have amazing self-care. When we take care of ourselves first, we're better able to take care of everybody else and everything else we have to do. Because if we remember that soul wellness is all about finding that balance between your body, mind, and soul while you're still taking care of the responsibilities of life. I'm not saying that when you step on your yoga mat, all the challenges and the struggles go away. They don't. But yoga gives us a great tool to be able to deal with all of that stressful situations. But remember, we talked about in part 1 of our yoga show, is that all the uncomfortable moments bring the most growth, right? And yoga is a great tool to allow us to learn how to be comfortable with those uncomfortable moments, so then we can rise up like the phoenix and grow and get stronger. Because I know that's like my motto. It's like I crash and burn, but then you know I'm gonna get strong. You know those wings are gonna spread. It's gonna be like flames and wings, baby. Like I'm just gonna just rise up, and it's just gonna be hot, and you're gonna feel my energy. I think you've experienced that.
I have.
And I have also experienced Rodney rising up like the phoenix, and him with his wings, and amazing yogi you are.
Appreciate that.
With an amazing soul.
Thank you.
I have personally experienced most of the benefits that I have just told our viewers about on my journey. And for me personally, I would say, if I had to say the biggest benefits for me in my journey, was to find pain reduction as I dance with chronic illness. That was like one of the biggest things, is reducing pain, and also allowing my body the platform, the environment, the tools to heal itself. Because I'm on this chronic illness journey, and I'm dancing with it. But as I'm dancing with it, I'm doing all these practices that are giving me the tools to continue to heal, one step at a time, one day at a time. And I'm going to continue to heal until eventually I'm going to be healed. That's going to be my story. And I'm sending that energy out. The other biggest discovery, the other biggest benefit for me was the discovery of my own self. Stepping on my mat was my way of learning who I am, learning my purpose in life, and also to actually love myself and to get up every day and be excited about what is going on in my life and what I want to do, and get excited about the gifts that the universal messages and everything that's coming in. I would say also yoga taught me what energy is. It taught me to believe what I can't see. And my whole entire journey, just the foundation is energy for me. And the benefit for me doing yoga is to see how yoga supports my energetic being and my energetic self-care, and how important that is for me. And I would like to ask you what you feel is your biggest benefits to your soul wellness journey through the practice of yoga.
I would say for me that some of the best benefits with yoga was an ease of mind, an ease on my body physically. I'd say that when I came into yoga and I started doing the practices more often, I've noticed that I am more mindful, where I am not in a reactive state when dealt with situations of uncomfortability, and that I can place my energies in a way that is more beneficial to me and whomever that I may be in communication with throughout that time, that serves not just myself but also the other person. I have the capacity to be more loving, be more caring, understanding
highest vibratory frequency.
Understanding the other person, seeing things from different perspectives, not being clouded by my thoughts, the ego mind, being within myself and my higher self, and exemplifying that. I'd say also physically, I feel more loose. My body doesn't feel as tense. I'm releasing emotions as I'm going deep in my practice and breathing through the poses. I'm processing things. Sometimes I may get caught up in this society and I gotta go, and it's not always go. It's like, let's take a step back, and yoga helps me take that step back.
For me, when I just start to go on my day, I need those breaks. I need those soul chills between the doing. I need that pause. But yeah, it's amazing to hear about what yoga has done for you, and I'm sure will continue to do for you. As we do yoga, we breathe, we move, we stretch, and inevitably we expand our energy. And yoga encourages us, like you just talked about, to release emotions, release trauma, release things that no longer serve us. And your energy really is a vibration of information that the body wants you to know. Our bodies are always talking to us. Our energy body takes care of our physical body. So we have to take care of our energy body first so our physical body feels the best. And I know you know all of this, and it's amazing to be able to tell the world this. Because the more knowledge we can get out there, the more knowledge people know, the more they can bring into their life. If they don't know anything about yoga, how are they going to bring it into their world and discover what it is for them? The body, mind, and soul work that yoga allows us to do on our mats creates that harmony in our own soul, in our own wellness, and it really does support 100% our soul wellness. our solistic experience, as you would say. And I know for me, the days I don't step on my mat are the days that do not flow well. And that's why I have a goal to step on my mat every day. However, life is life, and I'm just like you, I'm just like our viewers, I'm not perfect. And there are days when my practice might fall off a little bit. And I see a huge difference in the way that I cope with stressful moments, with uncomfortable situations. But when I do my practices, it's like I can flow through everything, no matter what's going on. It might be challenging. I'm not saying it's roses and unicorns, but yoga practice gives me that ability to flow that much easier. So as we have said over and over again, yoga is a practice. And that's why it's done over and over and over. So we need to stay committed to our practice, and our commitment needs to come within our own souls first, right? We need to show up for our own selves. We need to love ourselves. We need to step on our mats. We need to show up for us. When we show up for our own self, our own practice, our own energy, all of us, then we're going to be better for everybody else when we step out into the world. And so in order for us to have that drive, that commitment, we have to find it within ourselves first, and we got to get on our mat. However, day in and day out, it can be challenging. And to have that yogic discipline is huge. And in order to have that, we find it within ourselves first, and then we can also find inspiration and motivation outside of us. And I highly recommend, whether you go to yoga classes or however, you can be around like-minded people, people that are energetically vibing, that are interested in yoga and working on their practice and working on their soul work. And today I want to touch upon the fact of how important and how amazing it can be to have a yoga practice partner. So you can have that inspiration, that motivation. Most of you already probably have figured out that Rodney and I are practice partners, and we have cultivated a yoga practice partnership, and we do enjoy inspiring and motivating each other, right, Rodney?
Absolutely.
And it's very rewarding, I know for me personally as a yogini, to have a practice partner that is so committed to his practice, committed to his soul wellness, committed to stepping on his mat, showing up for himself, and honestly, he can show up for me, and he can show up for my practice, and we can show up together for our practice together. So I find that this helps me in ways. For example, if Rodney, you text me sometime and you're like, how is your practice? Well, for me, that's just amazing, because if I did do my practice that day, I get excited that I get to share something I did that I'm proud of. Mm-hmm. If I haven't practiced yet and I'm having a little bit of resistance that day, it's like, oh, that's a reminder, I better get my butt on the mat. Right? Yes. And I enjoy, saying, hey, did you practice today? And I enjoy hearing what's going on in your practice. I know personally, Rodney has some tough love in him for my practice, and sometimes when I am up against some self-limiting beliefs or self-limiting blocks in my own practice, and I'm like, I can't get on my mat, and I get into a rut, he's very firm with me and gives me that tough love, and I appreciate that about you. He's like, Tammy, all you gotta do is get on your mat, right?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
I really, in those moments, I'm like, oh, he's so right. And I'm just like, oh, but then it's like all of a sudden, it's like that phoenix energy rises, and he's like, I know he's right. And then I get on my mat, and I'm like, thank goodness you said that, because a rut that could have lasted for a week may have only lasted for 1 or 2 days because of that tough love that you give me yogically. And I honestly appreciate that. I also just really enjoy practicing with you. You breathe life into my practice and new ways of looking at things, seeing, trying different poses, trying different flows, things that I would never think of. And then you're like, hey, let's try this, let's try that. And I love bouncing those yogic ideas off of each other and creating some amazing practices together. There is so many things personally that I could say that a practice partnership, and ours specifically, has done for me. But I'll just be very brief about it and say that it just really touches my soul in so many ways and helps my soul wellness and betters my yoga practice every day. I know I'm always going to show up for my practice because I know how important it is to me and the sacredness of it and how it's healing me and literally saved my life. But to have you allow me to come onto your yogic journey and you wanting to come onto my yogini journey has meant the world to me. So personally, I want to thank you very much for being there in all yogic capacity, and my practice partner. I'm very thankful. Is there anything today that you would like to share about practice partners or our practice, anything you'd like to share to tell the viewers about practice partnerships?
I would say it's great to have a practice partnership. It's not something that is mandated. You know, if you want to take your practice and you feel as though you may have trouble, keeping up consistent with the practice, that's okay, because we're all human. We all have some days where we may not get up and do all the things that we had set out to do. And having someone there to keep you accountable is very helpful. It's inspiring, it's motivating. I appreciate the time that Tammy takes and keeps me accountable as well. Helps me be more responsible in my own personal practice and doing those things, and also having a space where I can share my practice and we can bounce off ideas and we can learn from one another. And having that accountability may not necessarily fall in just the realm of yoga. It could fall in the realm in your fitness life, going to the gym, going to walks in the park, whatever suits your fancy. Make it something that helps improve and contribute to your soul wellness throughout your soulistic experiences.
We have a lot of fun. That's for sure.
Yes.
Right? It's amazing. And I love how you say, it's not mandated to have a practice partner. That just really allows people to realize that they need to make it their own journey. A practice partner might be great for some people and it might not be great for others. You might find, just you going to yoga classes and just being surrounded by people serves you better. It's just, I really wanted to highlight the practice partnerships today because for me, it has had so much meaning. And I loved how you brought into it about, how the practice partnership can also, have other things like the gym, and you're talking about the exercise and ways of eating, talk about food and whatever. It's just whatever your practice partner needs that day, right? It's just rising up and showing up and being that inspiration, that motivation, that support, and sending it back. It's that back and forth pour. And I personally really enjoy soulfully connecting, and especially because I'm so passionate about yoga and all the practices. So if I get to soulfully connect with yoga and the practices with an amazing yogi, then I'm just lit. So with that said, I would just encourage everybody to find your own yogic flow, find your own soul wellness flow, and to figure out how it best serves you. So manifest whatever is going to best serve you in your practice. And the only way you're going to know that is if you step on your mat and experience and try different things. And some things are going to work and some things aren't going to work. So the things that do work, keep building upon that. And I empower you to be your authentic self. And is there any other advice that you would like to give the world, yoga practice, any last thoughts?
This is your journey. Make the most of it. Take your time. Be present. Namaste.
All right, namaste, elevated. Rodney and I are going to step on our yoga mats and just show you briefly a little bit of a yoga flow, just so you can get the feel of some of the asanas, some of the poses in a yoga practice. If you need motivation, inspiration, please feel free to reach out and let us inspire and support and motivate you. So we'll be getting on our mats. Rodney and I are ready to bring you through a little bit of a yoga flow. Behind us, you will see there's some props. It's amazing to use props in a yoga practice because using props is actually a sign of strength. A lot of times people look at the use of, you see, block, strap, blanket. I have a feet up trainer behind us. They look at it as a sign of weakness, and ultimately it's a sign of strength because most of the time the props can help you get into a pose a lot deeper than you would be able to without them. So I brought a lot of props today so you could just see the props, and I just want you to experience just a little bit of a yoga asana, a little yoga flow, vinyasa style with Yogi Rodney and myself. So welcome to our practice. Let me just begin a practice with the sound of Om, really going into that vibrational sound of every living being. Really allowing the yin-yang balance to emerge in the practice. Take a deep inhale in. On your next inhale, take your arms up to the sky. And on your exhale, twist over to your right. Inhale and rise. Exhale, twisting to your left. Inhale and rise. On your exhale, bend to your right. Inhale, rise. Exhaling to your left. Inhale and rise. And exhale, find your tabletop. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Coming into our cow and cat flow. Inhale, coming into cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. On your exhale, sink into your child's pose. Inhale all the way up to cow. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, neutral spine, tabletop, tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then start to bend into each knee, walking that dog out. And then when you're ready, you'll slowly walk up to your hands. Halfway lift, shine the crown of your head forward. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll start with a half sun salutation, Ardha Surya Namaskar. Inhale, rise, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward bend, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward bend, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Surya Namaskar, sun salutation series A. Inhale and rise. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Hold your breath, step back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, rise the right toes up toward the sky. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, rise up, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, supported side angle, right forearm, right thigh, left arm up and over. Inhale, reverse. Exhale all the way to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pedal it out. And typically you do the same thing on each side. But I'm just going to show you something on the other side to keep it flowing. Inhale, rise the left leg up toward the sky. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, rise up into warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, twisting over to your left. Twisting other direction. And then inhale back to center. Exhale all the way up. Clasping hands, pointer fingers to the sky, Kali Mudra. Really strong here. And breathe. Next, inhale, frame up the foot, step back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, jump to your hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart. So grab your feet up, trainer. And do a little bit of a feet up asana here. You ready, Yogi Rodney?
Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's see. Inhale and rise. Exhale, bow forward. Maybe you step forward, grab those handles. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow forward. Again, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into your downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Next, inhale, taking the right foot up toward the sky. Exhale, step your foot inside the trainer. Bring your hands to the front of your trainer. Lift the left leg up. Virabhadrasana 3. Warrior 3. Point that toe. And then step back. Grab the trainer handle. Step back into your downward facing dog. Walking it forward, getting ready for your feet up asana. So all the way up, toes up to the sky. All the way up. Once you come up, take that V shape with the legs. And then we come back up to feet up asana, feet up to the sky. And then taking the feet all the way back down, kneeling onto the earth. Coming into your restorative child's pose. And breathe. And then we'll slowly come up into your hero's pose. Find your handles. We're going to come up, come back into your Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And then we're going to sail right back up into that feet up asana. You might have to step forward a foot and then come back up, toes up to the sky. You'll start to bring the soles of your feet together and then bring those soles down towards your body. So you're in Baddha Konasana, upside down. And then bring those toes up to the sky. Come back into your V shape. And now helicopter, taking the right leg forward, left leg back. And then the left leg forward, the right leg back. We return to that V shape. And then we bring the toes up to the sky. Bend into the knees, coming into that tuck position. And then you'll start to roll forward, straightening your legs, coming into your plow. And then toes all the way up to the sky. Last time, feet up asana, here we are. And then taking the feet down to the earth, knees to the earth, child's pose. And take a nice breath here. And then slowly bring that head up toward the sky. Coming into hero's pose, moving the feet up trainer over to the side. You'll come off onto that hip, swing the legs out in front of you. And then taking that left foot in towards the right thigh, right toes up toward the sky. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bow in. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, hands to the earth. Take the left foot to meet the right. Right sole of foot comes into left thigh. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale, release. Right foot comes. Both toes up to the sky. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend. Inhale, rise the arms. Exhale, release. Bend into both knees, soles of feet together. Hands on ankles, butterflying. And then we're slowing the butterflying down and just roll all the way in. Baddha Konasana, forward bend. And then inhale, rise up. Take the hands under the knees, bring the knees together, soles of feet, walk to outer edge of the mat. Hands behind you in windshield wiper, releasing any tension in that lower back. And we'll slow it down. We'll take our legs out and then roll all the way down onto your back. Inhale, rise the arms up by your ears, point your toes. And then exhale, bring your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins and just rock from side to side. Apanasana. And then we'll slow it down, bringing ourselves into Happy Baby, Ananda Balasana. You can stay in stillness or rock from side to side. Bringing knees back into the chest, arms out in T position, palms up, and drop both knees over to the left, looking over right shoulder, coming into a spinal twist. You always want to finish your practice with a nice wringing out of the spine. Your spine is your lifeline. And then we'll take both knees back up to center and over to the right as we look over the left shoulder. Breathing here. Both knees come back into center, arms wrap around your shins. Give yourself a big hug full of loving kindness for stepping on your mat, for showing up. And then eventually squeeze all of your body and then come down into your Shavasana, palms up. And we always want to just take a nice deep inhale here and exhale it out. Shavasana is the most important pose of your practice. It allows your body to integrate everything you've just done on a cellular level. So typically in a practice, you take as long as you need in your Shavasana, finding that inner peace, freedom, spaciousness. Just allowing yourself to be with your own soul. And then eventually you'd move your fingers and your toes, starting to wake the body up. Bring the arms up by the ears, point the toes. Bring the knees into the chest. Roll off onto your left side. Use your hands to slowly help you up. Coming into your Sukhasana, cross-legged seat, or Adho Padmasana, half lotus. Bringing hands to heart center. Maybe you keep your eyes closed if it's comfortable. Connect your thumbs right to your soul space. Take a collective breath together. Deep inhale in. Exhale it out. Allowing us to close this practice with an Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Take a deep inhale in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The light in me sees, honors, and respects the light in you. Peace, love, namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much for practicing with me, Yogi Rodney, and allowing our viewers to see a little bit of what a practice may look like. Practices look different depending on different days. I just want to give you a little idea of what a flow looked like using one of the props. But just remember that it will constantly change and evolve. And also when you're doing a practice, typically when you do something on one side, you do it on the other, because we like to keep that practice balanced. So just remembering that also. So thank you so much for joining Yogi Rodney and myself for part 2 of our yoga episode. We are very excited to bring you the knowledge of yoga, and we hope that you will bring yoga into your life. Until the next soul show, stay elevated, show up for yourself, get on your mat, do a little soul chill, get a little soul edge in your practice, and really, really allow yourself to be in that holistic experience of living your yoga your way. Peace, love, namaste.